Good evening, J. Albert Brown Ranches. I'm actually here on a small farm that does not belong to the ranch, but it's a farm that I manage. And but I'm here, I'm going to show off a piece of equipment that the ranch purchased that I'm trying out on this little farm. And apologies for the cows, they're bawling. I'm behind on my chores, and right after this I'm going to be feeding them. But we see, a couple months ago we purchased the Range Ward Power Grazer, and Range Ward is an impressive company. I came across them researching just different ways that we could kind of change how we manage our grazing, and they have these really cool tools, and this is, I would call this maybe the flagship product of their line. Really what they have a couple trailers, and they're self-contained solar units, so you can set up a temporary electric fence that's solar powered, and catering towards open range situations, which is what we have here in northeastern Arizona. So I'm just going to give a quick review. Here you can see the unit came basically just like this. The solar panel folds down flat, and there's a tongue that we can insert into the front, and it's nice that that's removable, because one thing I worry about when we leave it out somewhere way out in the back country, that this could, you know, walk away. Someone could get the idea to hitch it to their truck. So it's nice, you can add just a little level of security by removing that tongue, taking it with you. The whole trailer is not very heavy. I think it weighs like 1,500 pounds total. But it comes with everything you would need. They throw a few extra goodies in. In just a second, I'll open up the guts here and show you what's inside. Overall, my impression is very positive. This is, you can tell it's very well built, and solid piece of equipment. Now, we're just trying it out on this little farm, so I can't tell you how it works. You know, over time we'll see, and maybe I'll give an update, and especially when we get out, you know, in the upper country. Obviously I have this grounded right next to this pond here, this dirt tank. So when we're up, you know, in the dry country, I'm probably gonna have to play around with how we do the grounding rods, but so far I'm really impressed. And I have the Power Braid, the line that they sell included with the machines, called Power Braid, and it's stout. It's like a, you know, 1/4 inch thick twine. It's a lot thicker than most of the poly wire that you can get. But I have it connected to some existing high tensile wire that runs around the perimeter of the farm. So right now the unit is powering about 2 miles total, and it's zapping. It's doing a really good job. Normally I have this system on a Power Mac Super 5, I can't remember the exact name, Energizer, and even though it reads the same amount of volts, this Energizer, which is a SpeedRite, which I'll talk about here in a little bit, I don't know if it's like the little cycle wave technology or what it is, but it just puts out more of a zap. I will not touch this fence, whereas when the Power Mac is powering it, there's sections of the fence that I can hold on to and barely feel the pulse. So anyway, let me turn it off. And this is the thing I think is most impressive, and you can just purchase this. This is not a Range Ward product. This came with it, with the Energizer that they provided. They also throw in this SpeedRite remote, and it's awesome. So you just turn it on and you throw it on the fence. And so a couple things. It shows you if there's a fault. So it says there's a 10 amp draw to the left, and you can tell the volts are down. So that's something I'm gonna have to investigate. But here's the coolest thing I'm gonna show you right now. You hit off, and it turns the Energizer off. Now I can grab that wire. I know we've landed a man on the moon. It's 2024. There's a lot cooler technology out there, but I'm super impressed by that. Again, this is something you can get, and other companies have their own version of this, but I was very impressed, and it's worth, I'll be honest, the sticker shock of most SpeedRite Energizers had me thinking they weren't worth the cost, but the benefit of that and how this is performing so far makes me think that that this is worth the extra cost. So anyway, this is the Energizer that they provide with the unit. Sorry, my cinematography is not going to win any awards, but Speedrite 6000i. It's nice. Just this Energizer in general. It's good to know that you can plug it in AC power, or it can run off battery and solar. So that's a nice thing about it. Of course, they have it set up. This literally, I changed nothing in this box. You open it up and the Energizer is ready to go. I did have to connect the alligator clips to the battery, and that was it. I will say they have this cool ground rod system, which I'll show you. So this is the ground rod that comes included. It's insufficient for our country. There's no way that would provide enough coverage. But I love the idea, and in fact I think we're going to try to machine and make some longer ground rods. Two things I like about it: they weld it on this little handle, so you can that helps pulling it out, but also they have this so that threaded end screws into the bottom of this. It's a hammer, a slide hammer, so you can pound it in and then also reverse, and it helps you take out the ground rod. So it's a super cool idea. I think the length is a little chinchy. When I go out and install this on the range, I think I'd want a minimum of 3 ground rods. 6-footers is kind of what I've found just in my own experimenting. I should caveat everything I say with the context that I'm pretty new at all of this stuff. We didn't grow up using electric fence. I only have 2 years as manager and kind of playing around with this stuff, and so some of the electrical fence stuff especially is new to me. Anyway, so we'll move on. You have all the posts. They throw them on here. It's kind of a unique little, I kind of like this. You just pull this quick pin out, and then you can pin it up right here. I won't do it because I'm working with one hand, and then you can slide those off. So that's nice. And I like these pigtail posts. I worry about the insulation, if that will wear out over time. I don't know. I honestly don't know, but they work fine right now as they're new, so thumbs up. Out of the back, you have, so I don't remember the watts on the panel. I think it's 150. I'd have to double check. But the panel's plenty to keep the battery charged. We've had it going continuously for 2 weeks, and it's been fine. And then a cool thing is the power braid is obviously on this reel, and the reel is powered. So I hit this switch and it'll retract itself. So one thing that we kind of found out, there are two. You have your live wire hotline going, and maybe this is intuitive, but I didn't realize that the wire is not hot. The spool is not connected to the Energizer, so the hot feed from the Energizer comes out of this wire, and we connected it there. There's probably a better way to do that, maybe with an alligator clip, or can't think of the term, but anyway, that's working fine for now, so we made that work. The spool will kind of free spool, and so I think this is the correct way to do it. I may do a little more research. I haven't read through the whole manual. What we did is we just tied off a couple of half hitches, or a little hitch there, so that our power braid is locked off there. The other line coming out is your ground line, and they have a nice good clip. Gives you a nice good connection. Now this is a 6-foot rod, and it's only in obviously about halfway, but since we're right here next to some water, it's good wet ground, and it's giving us great oh heavens, conductivity, I guess is the word. So anyway, that's my review. Apologies, it's getting dark, it's in the evening, I need to go feed these cows. Apologies again for their bawling. That's a management issue. I've had someone tell me that any problem you have is a management issue. Found that to be true in most cases. So Yeah, I guess feel free to comment, and with any other thoughts, or anyone else, or if anyone has any experience with this. Or I know some people have made homemade versions, and we were thinking about that, you know, hey, how can we make kind of a self-contained unit that we can move around with our cattle? And this just turned out, and that we may still do that, but this is an awesome product. I think you get what you pay for. And so anyway, yeah, I'll leave you with that. I gotta go get to my chores, so take care. See ya.